Writing about what?
Oh, it sounds like you are working on creating some documents to show to the
Yes,
governmental
yeah,
institutions.
we are, but we have now been doing it like for three months now,
Oh, great.
and we haven't finished.
It's
Actually,
a
we
lot of
haven't.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay, let's start. Hi, we're here with Katie Rash. Hi, Katie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine, fine. Katie, we will ask you some questions about your participation in the Floating Fab Lab. Can you tell us like a little bit about you?
Sure. Yeah, I'm the director at the San Diego Fab Lab. We started in 2007. And so we have been a part of the community since a time when there were not very many Fab Labs in the world. So it's been pretty amazing to watch the growth of this network. And I'm primarily focused in community organization and education and activities really related to connecting academia and civic entities and industry and community groups in ways that allow for places and people to be more engaged and more involved in things like innovation and all of these wonderful things that all of us in Fab Labs are interested in. So do you want to do this as sort of a little interview where I'll answer some of those questions real fast?
Actually, we're in the interview. That's
Oh,
okay.
okay, great.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah, are you participating in this project as an organization or as an individual person?
I guess as an individual, however, it's great to involve Fab Lab San Diego also. There's a really nice community group there and a lot of really intelligent and amazing people who I'm sure are willing to help out.
No. Okay. Could you tell us about the different activities you will be doing in the project? You're actually in the funding commission.
Oh, good. Okay.
Like to have the funding commission, so tell us something about it.
Well, so what Benno and I have discussed, and others as well, is that, there's the possibility to do two types of funding, one being crowdfunding and the other being more of a traditional sort of grants and institutional and maybe governmental funding. So I think in this case, I believe the request is to focus on the crowdfunding piece. However, all of those things I'm happy to see how I can help on. With crowdfunding, San Diego Fab Lab, we ran a crowdfunding campaign through Indiegogo about a year ago, which was a successful campaign. And we learned a lot of things from doing that. We learned a lot about kind of the specific requirements of being something like a Fab Lab and, garnering enough support to raise some funds. In our case, it was for relaunching a new space. But in this case, I think that there would be a lot of potential for community support through the network and all of our contacts, in that. So I think crowdfunding is a great idea. And so I'm happy to help create a plan for that. Like we were saying earlier, realistically, I unfortunately don't have the time to build the entire campaign. However, I've learned a lot of lessons from having done it before, so I can create a plan and help decide where people can go to help sort of architect those aspects of the plan.
Okay. For how long have you been in the project, or have you been hearing about the project?
Gosh, I feel like I've been talking to Benno about this for a long time. I think at least a year, maybe more. I don't know.
Okay. Have you heard about how the management is being held in the project, or is it new for you?
It's a little new. I mean, go ahead if you want to explain now or later if there's any new information. I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it will be helpful for all.
Oops. Are you there? I think it froze.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
you're back.
Can
You're
you
back.
hear me? Okay. Do you think it would be like useful for us to have like some newsletters based on our like big team. We have like a really big team, like to get everyone like involved, not every week as we do it like for the meetings,
Yeah.
but maybe 2 weeks, 2 months or a month, like to show the evolution of the project and how it's being done.
Yeah, I think a newsletter is really important. I think that a newsletter especially is something we need before we're able to really have a successful crowdfunding campaign. We have to start doing some marketing aspects. And, with that, I mean, not traditional marketing necessarily where we're trying to find brand new people, but marketing really just of messaging and communications with the communities, so that we can start to pull people into the idea of the Floating Fab Lab and get them excited and interested, build up lists, so it would be wonderful if we combined our lists and had one sort of very powerful list of Fab Lab related people that we can email and ask them to help us get the word out and that sort of thing. But, I would love to suggest that we use Slack as a way to communicate for our team. We implemented Slack in San Diego. It's kind of, are you familiar at all with it? It's kind of, I don't want to call it this because this isn't really an accurate description, but it's kind of like Facebook, but only for your business or only for your team. In that, there's particular feeds that you can access, and you can identify different channels based on different audiences. So for example, we might have the Floating Fab Lab Slack, and then maybe there's the marketing channel and the finance channel and all these different things where only the people involved in those aspects can see the messages. At any rate, we've found it is so helpful, and it has increased our productivity, and it has allowed us to talk very quickly to one another about projects. So I think that would be really nice if we can do Slack. And as a nonprofit, we can have it for free. So, and if you wanted to try it, I would be happy to make a channel for us on my Slack, which is the San Diego Fab Lab Slack. I'd be happy to make a channel and we can try it, and everyone as a team can decide if they like it or if they don't like it.
Yeah, actually, based on that, we're using Asana. I don't know if you.
Oh, it's very similar. Yeah, I've used both.
Mm-hmm.
I've used both. Mm-hmm. For me personally, I really loved Slack. We couldn't get people to adopt Asana. People were very difficult to take to it, but for some reason, people like Slack. It has a really nice user interface. But either way, I'm happy to, if you already have something, that's great also.
No, I think we can maybe as the crowdfunding, like we have with, like, for example, the funding is being directed or directed by Delia.
Okay.
Delia, from Peru, and maybe as you have like been using it, Slack, we can make the funding commission like to use Slack.
Sure.
If you have used it and it works well for you, and
right.
Maybe you can like tell us like some tips and how to start based on that. We don't have quite the correct information yet.
Sure.
And maybe we can start, like as you said, maybe we can start with newsletters or I don't know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know, like to start spreading the word before the campaign actually like starts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I get from what you said. Yeah,
I think that's great. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, question number 4. Okay, so based on your experience on crowdfunding, what are your like future suggestions, or what are you expecting from the project, like your interest and things like that?
I mean, for me, I really am intrigued by this idea. I was very lucky to get to visit the Amazon years ago, and I really fell in love with it and think it's just this heart of our planet. And so I would love to see something like this happen. It kind of, for me, combines my love of nature with my love of technology. So I think it's really a very interesting project. And obviously anything that can be done to preserve the, the natural environment of the Amazon and the land for the people of the Amazon, I think is really important. So I think there was just a natural interest in this project because of those ideas. And I just, I would just like to see, I would just like to help in whatever way is useful to the overall project to make it happen. I wish I could do so many more things, but I want to at least do something. So we'll identify what those some things are, and then we'll, focus on that.
Okay. Based on your like experience on projects and management and things like that, what can you suggest for us as a team or for the project in general that we can do to like or run it faster or do it better or something like that?
I think what you're doing right now is huge. I think it's really, really important. Something I notice about Fab Lab people, especially people who are managing Fab Labs, is that everyone is so busy all the time and sometimes very hard to get a hold of. And usually not because they want to be rude, but because they're just doing too many things. And it's like that with everyone I know from Fab Lab. So I think you have to have like the herder to herd all of the creatures and, get them all into one place. So I think that's really great that you're, calling us and emailing us right now. It's really smart.
Actually, I think I have become like a spam. Many people are
Oh,
like,
good. It's good.
no. I think I know it's good because if we like, I know that everyone's like really busy, have their own like jobs and other things to do. But I also know that they are really interested in the project,
Yeah,
and this type
exactly.
of reminders and keeping them like up to date is like really useful for the project because it shows that the project really cares about each
Mhm.
member of the team, that they're important. So that's basically the idea.
Yes, I agree. And then, I think having some kind of maybe a regular, maybe once a month, like hangout call or something like that. And we all know when it happens, like, oh, it's the third Thursday or something along those lines so that we can plan for it is really nice. And then something like Slack or Asana, I think is really helpful as well.
Okay.
No
Vale. Thank you, Katie, for your time.
problem. Of course. Thank you.